How did I get here?
Yo, what's up? How's the hang?
What are you doing in there? Also, who are you?
Hey, radical dude. You rented me for a Halloween.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, you also exist. The heck was I been doing while I was away?
Hello, David.
Hi Josh, you gonna be like Morgan Freeman from South Park?
Yes, you are in a dream, David.
Wait, what? What the heck just happened?
So, do you think the intro in the dream is weird? Well, you're not ready for Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, a RPG Maker game that was made pretty recently, and which was made by one guy over a 5 years period. That's a long time. So today, I will tell you if it's a good game or not. But beware. Spoilers, of course. Though, won't be spoiling everything, because it's a 50 hours game. I am not kidding, this game takes 50 hours to play. So, sorry, I can't go through everything. Also, I would also like to thank GSD for letting me use his clips. Thanks, buddy. You can go check him out up there somewhere. I am sure I'm pointing in the right place. So let's get started. So we start off the game with our lovely mother singing a little cute lullaby to us, and we wake up in this dream world. Already here we can see there's a clear inspiration from Earthbound. The graphics are simple and yet very charming to look at. Now here we meet our whole family. First we have our mother, Helga. Now Helga is an optimistic character, and she's just a lovable mother that has been in other mother games. Then we have Andrew, who is the nerdy father, Buck, who is the big bully brother, and finally we have Lars. He's just lazy. So we start up on this island, and there's a crow flying around that thing there. That's a thing. Although I would suggest you don't go there right now. Maybe wait for a little bit later. So let us cross this relaxing area, talk to this frog, and oh no, it's a bully. What do we do when somebody bullies you? Fight back. So after beating the enemy, we turn into the enemy. And here comes the game's uniqueness. Welcome to, or more likely, say hi to Jimmy's empathetic powers. Whenever he finds some enemies, he'll transform into them, which then makes him able to use different abilities, both on the overworld and in battles. Now in battles you'll learn some specific skills for each character, and you'll also have some passive abilities if you get them high level enough. And boy, do you really want some of these passive abilities. Like this happy flower, when we get it up to level 50, it has this passive ability that makes everything leveling up much easier. Well, unless you play on easy mode. Speaking of difficulty, this game's normal mode might as well just be hard mode. You see, the problem with this game is that it was designed not to make battles necessary, but it's kind of necessary. You have to grind in normal mode. If you are good enough, good for you, but I had to grind a lot, and that's not really something I like in an RPG. And the cool thing is that this game actually has something where a red exclamation point will come up where you have to fight the enemy, or a green one will come up, which means you can actually cancel out the fight. And I actually like that idea a lot. It's just the problem that the way he kind of used it was not as clever. Like seriously, some of the fights you have to fight in this game get really tough. Like you have to grind and find these side dungeons. Now the game has a lot of side dungeons, but most of the time you find them, they'll be way too hard for you. Some of these are really cool actually, and are known as nightmare dungeons. Nightmare dungeons are, well, Jimmy's nightmares. It's his worst fears, and oh my god, they are very clever. Even though they're tough, their design is really cool. And we have this one, which is claustrophobia, where the dungeon keeps getting smaller and smaller, and it's quite hard to like get through it and all. And well, I mean, here you have a dungeon which is all about fearing a stranger. It's weird. Even the music compensates to this, which is good, I guess. I mean, if you want unsettling music, this is where you have to go. Speaking of music, let's just talk about the music. The music fits everything well. Here's some examples. The soundtrack is just generally very good, and I freaking love the main battle theme, also known as motion sickness. You've probably heard it sometimes. I'll play the beginning of it now. Man, I like how the game has this like, it's weird to talk, but it's like, it's so good to listen to. Anyways, let's start talking about the story of this game. And oh boy, we're in for a ride. Already, by looking at the title, Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, you'll already start asking yourself, what is the Pulsating Mass? It's cancer. Now you've been spoiled. Actually not. It's not the whole story. Actually, you find that out pretty quickly. As soon as you finish off your first final dungeon. I'll call it that because it's like the final dungeon of an area, and then you'll be moving on to another island. Yes, there's several islands. We'll come back to that later. Anyways, you'll find out pretty quickly that this is cancer. The way that it's controlling these bees here, you can see that it's cancer. That's what it is. Don't question it. You might be thinking then, what is the full story of this? Simple. It's about Jimmy about to die, but he wants to apologize to the world for all the misdeeds he's done. That's pretty much it. And it does sound simplistic again, but look at Earthbound, that was also simplistic, but it got really popular because of character development. And oh my god, this game has good character development. What it lacks in story, is I would admit I do find it really lacking in story, because to be honest, I was actually leaning together into the way of what is the Pulsating Mass, but I found out that it's actually all about Jimmy saying sorry for all his regrets. Anyways, the characters is what shines here. All characters have their own personality. I actually feel a lot like I'm playing Paper Mario, because the characters actually move around. You'll see several characters reappear again. Oh, as I wouldn't say like Earthbound, since Earthbound didn't do that as much. But if you played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, it's pretty much the same. How some characters will move on to other towns, and you'll see them there, and you can say hi to them there. Kind of the same here. So anyways, let's start talking about the different islands in the game. We have the first one, which is the one you start on. Then you have the second one, which is Sweet Melody. It's kind of a music world. That's all I can say to that one. We have then the third one, which is a dark nightmare world. This is also where you'll meet one of your other party members, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then we have the fourth world, which is Everchip, which is an old video game. And we have the fifth world, which is up in the sky and with map. Yeah. Then we have the last one, which is a skyscraper town with a beach by its side. It's just a town location. And then we have the central hub, which is the final area. It's also the place that'll be taken over by the Pulsating Mass first. Actually, I like how the Pulsating Mass keeps growing everywhere. This place here, this is such a cool place. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, well then, that is much bigger than I thought. There's also this other place where just, yeah, I can't find any better description than that. So after exploring each island and coming through each island, you'll reach a central hub, and this is where the game will turn a little bit into a more exploration game. After this, you'll be actually searching around, and you'll have to, well, go around the whole place and find all the side dungeons. And the reason that you have to do this is to find a central nexus, or I don't remember their name, but these little spheres thing, and you have to interact with them, which actually gives you a little bit more insight to what is happening with Jimmy, real world, and then you can find the Pulsating Mass, and then you're done. And then it comes the saddest ending ever. So yeah, that is Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. I think I already said everything. It's a fun game, some difficulty problems, but hey, he added easy mode, so that's good. And yeah, I suggest you go check it out. It doesn't cost that much. I mean, come on, for 50 hours of gameplay, might as well try it. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, I know this episode is a little bit shorter, but god darn it, it's hard to write content. Certainly when it's such a long game. Don't worry, the next one will be a little bit more comedy related. I have already the next one planned, don't worry. It's coming. 2 weeks. See ya. If you liked the video, well, click the like button down there. It's like Facebook, it's pretty easy. And click the subscribe button if you want to see more. Because I'll make more. It's coming, don't worry. There'll also be a trailer and probably a top 10 at one point. But I'll be at the end of the year. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Click here around here and you'll soon be taken to other videos. Bye bye.